This is amazing. Hot Toys did in fact make an amazing figure, and I am so happy that we get to look at it today. It could be the nostalgia speaking, but I believe that Andrew Garfield did an amazing job at portraying Peter Parker and Spider-Man in both Amazing Spider-Man movies. And of course, he wore different suits in both movies though, but they both just looked amazing. But the suit we're looking at today is from the first The Amazing Spider-Man movie and is definitely a very unique look for Spidey. As you all know, all good unboxings start with the box, and this one looks amazing. There's a beautiful image of the suit on the front, but this is not an image of the figure. There's text stating The Amazing Spider-Man in multiple places, and this is MMS771. I did not go for the deluxe edition of this figure because that base is just way too tall for my current displays, but I did manage to get the Sideshow exclusive version, and this time we actually get some exclusive accessories. The left and right sides of the box are very similar with the spider logo and the figure details, then the back of the box just has a bunch more info. The top and bottom of the box just states The Amazing Spider-Man. Sliding that top cover off now gives us a sneak peek of that amazing looking figure inside. The left and right sides of this box just have a spider logo with the figure details, then the back of the box has an image of Spidey in his suit, which looks amazing, but it's not an image of the figure. Also on the back at the bottom, I kinda like that it says Hot Toys presents The Amazing Spider-Man, just a cool little detail. Now we can pop the top and slide out the figure's protective packaging. But real quick, if you enjoy content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and hit the bell to be notified when new content goes live. Now, let's get into it. This first little tray up top just holds the webs. Now, let's take the top off and quickly look at this figure, and man, right out of the box, this looks amazing. The suit feels like it's mostly fabric, which will be great for posing, but the first thing I noticed is just that ugly seam up on the mask. It already looks like a little bit of an eyesore, but of course, we'll take a closer look at the whole figure coming up in a bit. Of course, we get an instruction manual, and now let's take those webs out of the packaging and check them out. It looks like we just get the usual assortment of webs that Hot Toys has been giving us for a while now with the Spider-Man 2, the video game figures, but these ones are a little bit more transparent instead of that pure white color. We get the spiral web, the long slightly bent web, the straight swinging web, the tri-web, which isn't really accurate to this movie since it's more of a game saying, the rounded tip shooting web, and pointed tip shooting web. The head sculpt though, yeah, it's amazing. I really see the likeness to Andrew Garfield here, but I will say he does look a little bit older than he actually was in the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, but it's still a great sculpt. Let me know what you guys think. The hair sculpt looks great too, but I've always kind of wondered how he fits all his hair in the mask and still manages to make it look super sleek. Then his head sculpt's pretty battle damaged as well, and those blood effects look very glossy and just pretty convincing. His neck peg even gets a little bit of battle damage, which is also a pretty nice touch. And it's pretty standard for Hot Toys by now, but he gets the rolling eyeball feature, and there is plenty of room to get to the pegs and just move the eyes around. He gets a pretty amazing looking base as well. It says Amazing Spider-Man on the front, and it's that hexagonal shape that I personally love as it allows you to put bases in kind of like a nice pattern next to each other to help save space. The base is textured and we can see the city in the background, but that spider logo and the text is actually glossy inside of that red little splatter. Like I said, I did not opt for the deluxe edition, although I might have if we actually got this base with it. That current base is too tall for my displays, but it would have been nice to have, but Hot Toys, for some reason with their deluxe editions, they don't give you the regular base. It's weird, but at least sometimes they do that, but it should just be standard for them by now. However, just briefly talking about that deluxe base, it looks great, and if you have like a lizard figure to pose up there with Spidey, it'd be so cool. But going back to the base that I actually have, it still looks great, and you get a flight pole and a waist clamp. And of course, these just peg into the base. Let's look at those hands now. These have a lot of detail with different textures on the red, blue, and even the black sections. We get a pair of open palm style hands, a pair of web swipping hands, and we get a pair of palms with holes in them to swap out onto the swipping hands. So once we remove the current palms on the swipping hands and then replace them with the hold palms, this basically allows us to now peg in the webs. The only downside is that the holes are not very deep and the webs don't like to stay in place. So if you do manage to peg them in, just be a little careful because for me, they just kept popping out all over the place. We get a pair of web gripping hands as well, and these ones actually have holes through them. These holes allow the webs to be stuck through the hands and held by the figure for different swinging style poses. With this figure, we actually get a separate pair of closed fists, which is pretty cool because for some other Spider-Man figures, they just make us double up with those web holding hands. And of course, on the figure right out of the box, we get a pair of kind of fingers curled in style open hands. The web bandage looks really good. It's an amazing little accessory from the scene when he actually got shot in the leg, and it actually has a magnet on the back so you can attach it to the figure. We also get a finely detailed mask for the figure to hold or just put in his backpack or not use at all whenever the figure's unmasked and you're using that head sculpt. Then I love how detailed his little phone is, and it has that sticker on it that even shows a game Peter was playing while just waiting for the lizard down in the sewers. Speaking of that scene in the sewers, the camera is another great little accessory. It's super detailed and has a strap to put around the figure's neck. There's sculpted detail for all the buttons, and for this camera is where we get our first Sideshow exclusive accessory. There's an additional swap out camera flash attachment that even has a cool little detail stating property of Peter Parker to conveniently allow the lizard to learn Spidey's identity. To be able to use the accessory, they actually made the top portion of the camera removable, and then this camera flash just slots into place. I am definitely going to leave this on the camera. The next exclusive accessory are some swap out lenses for the mask, and honestly, these look very similar to the lenses already on the mask. They have the same details, but the lenses themselves are slightly darker. Side by side, you can definitely see that they're a little darker, but it's very subtle. Peter's backpack looks amazing as well. It's a fabric material with some tan straps along the front to hold the skateboard, and I would not recommend disconnecting any of those, but you can open up the backpack, and there's actually some material inside to help the backpack keep its shape, but you can also put some of the accessories in there or the hands or whatever you want in there. I absolutely love the fact that we get the skateboard as an accessory, so yeah, I have to say it's amazing. The grip tape on top looks good, and underneath, yes, it's amazing. It's incredibly accurate with a bunch of details of different like math problems and everything in there. The edges are kind of wearing away and the wheels do spin, so the board can roll, but you probably don't want to do that too often. The skateboard just looks so good when it's actually paired up with the backpack. I'll do some poses using the head sculpt, camera, backpack, and skateboard, but I am actually going to get the RiseWorks body and outfit set without their head sculpt, of course, and just use all these accessories. I currently have their Bully Maguire outfit set, and that one looks amazing with the Bully Maguire head sculpt, so I have high hopes for this one whenever it releases. Of course, when I do get it, you'll see it on the channel. Let's look at the figure details. The mask looks just good, not amazing, and it's all because of the seam on top. This issue was present on my Bully Maguire figure as well, and hopefully Hot Toys figures this out for future releases, but I know that having a seam there allows them to use the same material as the suit with an almost seamless neck that blends in very well to the suit. Then under the mask, there's actually some extruded portions to represent the nose and ears, and just kind of gives like a very convincing illusion of someone actually being under the mask. The lenses are then held in with magnets so we can swap them out with the darker lenses, and yeah, after seeing it, I think I'll just use the standard lenses as they kind of stand out a little bit more. And like I said, the difference between the two lenses is minimal anyway, so I'll just have the bright ones on there. We have to put the head sculpt on the suit now, and wow, it looks amazing. After seeing the mask on the suit, I am very tempted to just use the head sculpt in the display, which I'll probably do until the body set comes in, but I am glad I'm getting that bodysuit because then I can have the mask displayed and the head sculpt. The body Hot Toys gave this figure, it's amazing. The proportions look great, and most of the muscle detail feels like hard plastic, so they actually didn't use their usual padding for this one. There's a little bit here and there, but they really didn't bulk out this figure with it, which is pretty accurate. I've always been a fan of this suit, and having it in my hands, it just looks so good. It has such a unique look while maintaining the elements of a classic Spider-Man suit. The webbing's raised and you can feel all of it. The black spider logo on the front looks incredible, and I'm a huge fan of the red spider logo on his back with those longer legs. And that red and blue color, it's just beautiful. The spider shoes are amazing with that chrome detail around the edges and just some nice colorful sculpted tread on the bottom. The web shears look fantastic. Amazing on his wrists. Then the web bandage can attach to his leg, which I may leave on, just adds some more visual interest to the figure when it's actually in my display. Now let's talk figure articulation for posing. The head can kind of look side to side, but it really doesn't want to stay. However, it can tilt forward, back, and side to side. The arms, on the other hand, they can move way up and way back, and they use ratchet joints so they'll actually stay in place. Then the elbows bend a little bit past 90 degrees. The torso crunches forward and backward quite a bit actually, but it doesn't really want to lock in place, but you can rotate it. The legs can move outward just a little bit on ratchets, which is fine with me because I'm hoping to avoid tearing the suit's crotchal region. And the legs just move a little bit backwards, but way more forwards on some more ratchet joints. The knees bend up to here. There's minimal movement side to side for the feet, but you can pivot them forward and back quite a bit. And you can even articulate the toes. The arms have a little bit of swivel movement, and I love the shoulders. You can really pivot them forward and then back in place, and that just gives you a lot of options. And of course, there's a little bit of swivel on the upper thigh. Now it's time to pose. For the first pose, I put the head sculpt on the figure and added as many accessories as possible. You can't really see it too well, but he does have the bandage on his leg. Then I gave him the backpack, which has a skateboard in it, and he's holding his phone in one hand and then the mask in the other. The figure can also stand very well without using the base. For the next pose, I have Spidey swinging in and reaching for maybe the edge of a building or something. I left the backpack and camera on him, and then I put him up in the air using the flight pole. Hopefully the flight pole won't damage the suit too much because it does feel like it's more fabric, but just use it with caution. You know I have to say it. This figure is amazing. I have always enjoyed the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and I am so glad that Andrew Garfield started getting the credit he deserved in recent years, especially when he appeared in No Way Home. He got a beautiful suit in both movies, but this suit from the first movie is iconic. It's super unique and just adds some extra flair to the classic red and blue look. Then even the lenses are different, have a sort of sunglasses appearance to him because he did make the suit himself. So as you can tell, I love this figure. The fact that the suit is super posable because it's mostly fabric, the fact that we get so many accessories, and the fact that we got an amazing Andrew Garfield head sculpt just makes this figure a need in any Marvel or Spider-Man collector's collection. Many people love the suit from the second movie more than this one, and yes, that suit is incredible and I do want one in my collection, but as a Spider-Man fan and especially a fan of Andrew Garfield's portrayal of the character, there was no way I would pass up the chance of having this suit on my shelf. Like I mentioned, I'm getting that third-party outfit so I can display the head sculpt on that and then leave the mask on the figure so I can do some cool action poses. So definitely keep an eye on the channel for when that arrives and I'll do a little review on it. Getting down to it now, it is hard to find any negatives about this figure. I named a ton of positives, and honestly the only real thing I can say about this is a negative, I guess, is that the head sculpt, it just kind of makes Andrew look a little bit older than he really was in the first movie. But other than that, this is amazing. But of course, let's talk about this amazing figure down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like and hit subscribe for much more content like this. Check out another Spider-Man figure review on the channel, maybe even the Bully Maguire suit. As always, thank you to the channel members. I look forward to talking to you all again very soon, but until next time, stay 6 scale.